Well, hello there, Welshies and all expat Welshies, wherever you are in the world. My name is Gwenno Dafydd and I am the Americymru St David's Day Ambassador for Wales and the world. And it's an honour I've been given for several years now, so I try and promote everything that's happening in Wales during St David's Day. Now, this year is going to be the best ever, and there are several reasons for this, but the most important one is basically that the Welsh Government has finally taken into account that the Welsh people really seriously want to celebrate St David's Day as our patron saint, and they've finally found a fund of £1 million to actually enable communities to do this. Now, I have been emailing, having meetings, Zoom meetings, in-person meetings with people such as Eluned Morgan, the head of the Welsh department in the what was the Welsh office, Visit Wales, Assembly members, all sorts of people since at least 2019. And I sent an email this year to Eluned Morgan in the beginning of February, which resulted in the cabinet paper which released £1 million fund. So basically, all of those New Year's activities this year for St David's Day will have come from that money. So going back to what I have contributed over the last 20 years, obviously I'm promoting the county banners every year, the school banners, the school parades, and the St David's Day Anthem, which is called Cenwch y Clychau I Dewi, Ring Out the Bells for St David. And this year, Ring Out the Bells is going to be even more important. So basically, the 4 new traditions that I'm promoting this year are things that I've done. Some I've done in the past and others are new ones. But the one I've done now since 2023 is called Daffy Dipping for Dewi. And essentially what that means is you wear a huge daffodil hat on your head and you take your bells, you ring them on the beach, and then you sing the St David's Day Anthem, ring out the bells of St David, then you get in the water and you sing Calon Lan, you sing Oes Gafreto, and then the national anthem. And then you come onto the beach, you warm up with a fire, remember to put it out before you go home, and then you eat Welsh cakes on the beach, pice ar y traeth. The next tradition I'm moving on with is called Summit Singing for Dewi, and this entails taking your bells, yes, and climbing up some local hills and mountains wherever you feel is safe enough to do so. And when you get to the top, you take your banners, whatever they are, the Welsh Draig, the Welsh banner, the St David's yellow and black banner, whatever banner you want to get up there, and then you sing 4 songs. So the 4 are the St David's Day Anthem, Ring Out the Bells of St David, then you sing Calon Lan, then you sing Oes Gafreto, and you may notice that I'm wearing a rather gorgeous t-shirt with a goat on it, and it says Crwydro. Now Crwydro means to roam, and Oes Gafreto is a company making t-shirts in Wales, and we've gone into cahoots together, and they've said that they are willing to give 20% off to anybody who wants to take part in either Daffy Dipping or Summit Singing. Moving swiftly onwards, then we have bells at 12, and this is basically, I'm trying to encourage all sorts of churches, chapels, schools and town halls to ring out the bells of St David at 12 o'clock on the dot. Now, I heard this morning that St David's Cathedral is going to do this amazing thing. And also there's a fabulous church in Pembroke, which is St Mary's Church, which is also going to follow on in this tradition. They've just had their bells reinstalled, and I am delighted that they will be following in this tradition. The 4th tradition is basically, I'm trying to promote the idea of having a cup for the child who does the small things, the things that make a difference in a class. Maybe not the one who wins the prizes all the time, but the one who makes the difference. As St. David said, "Gwnewch y pethau bychain," do the small things. So the first time that this was presented to a school was back in 2008, which is when Cenwch y Clychau Dewi, Ring Out the Bells for St. David, was launched at the Senedd. So what have I got on this weekend? Whoa, loads and loads and loads. So I'm going to be doing a Daffy Dip for Dewi in Barry. Then I'm going to go and play with the ukulele orchestra in Barry. Then I am going to be on Sunday, I'm going to be doing a trip up to, oh, I forgot. Actually, after that, I was thinking, I'm doing something in the afternoon. What's that? Yes, I know now. I'm going to Ely and Caere, where they will have their very, very first St. David's Day parade, which I'm delighted I will be going to. I won't be able to go to the very first St. David's Day parade in Fishguard, which is where I'm from, which I'm quite gutted about, but I can't be in more places than one, unfortunately. They will be parading the Pembrokeshire banner there, which I'm delighted about as well. And then on Sunday, once I've recovered from Saturday, I will be doing a summit Sing for Dewi up on Pen y Fan, so long as it's safe. And then in the late afternoon, I will be going over to Maes Teg, where there will be a huge celebration to celebrate 170 years since the national anthem of Wales was performed for the very first time in public. And I'm delighted to say that the ysgol that took part in the launch of the Million, they will also be singing the St. David's Day anthem in that event. So all I can say is, wow, I think I managed to remember everything. And if I didn't, well, check out my group on Facebook, which is Dathluch Dydd Gwildewi, Celebrate St. David's Day. And all the groups I've mentioned, the 4 groups that I'm trying to push out there, you'll get all the details, including how to get in touch with Oes Gafreto. There is a code, but if you can't remember the code, just say I'm doing a Daffy Dip or I'm doing a Summit Sing. Anyway, all I can say is I hope you have an amazing St. David's Day celebration wherever you are in the world. And from a beautifully beautiful park here in Cardiff, Thompson's Park, which is absolutely brimming full of our beautiful national flower, the daffodil. Dydd Gwyl Dewi Hapus. Woohoo! Have a good one.